how I can easily understand the concepts. Even if we know about the many online apps are there that gives a great flexibility in the teaching. Even COVID-19 have just reminded us that we can easily teach from far distance to the students. There must be a technological will play a crucial role in the development of the education in our country. Then culture of research and knowledge creation. There is an investment into the future of country. As we know that India spends only 0.69% of the GDP in research, which is less than one of the great countries which are so far from India, that is United States and China. There must be an optimal learning environment, which means that instead of academics, there must be a focus on sports, mental health, various types of ethics. There must be pedagogy redesigning to learn to improve the learning outcomes. Internationalization, open doors to the global universities. I think time will come when students from USA, students from China will study in our India. Although it was a time that our students are going abroad to study, our students are going to study to make be for being a doctor in Ukraine. Then time will come. Then from people from various countries will come to the India. So one of the main aim of the new education policy 2020 is also internationalization. That means the doors are open for global universities to set up campuses in India. Even if our education policy will have a great impact on the education, then people from other countries will also take admissions in our institutions. Then sport to bring more inclusivity, financial and mentorship for students from social economical disadvantages backgrounds, because sometimes there is a lack of knowledge and issue is that. Then faculty autonomy and freedom to innovate, faculty improvement, faculty empowerment, faculty upgradation. Although without faculty, we can't say what is education. Without faculty, without human resources, education is zero. But little bit new education policy will state it. Then regulatory bodies and consolidation. There must be a provision for setting up of the Higher Education Commission as a unified body for ease and effective governance, and institutional consolidation, where the simplify way to simplify the higher education structure into universities and autonomous degree granting colleges, and no more nomenclature such as deemed to be university, affiliating university, etc. Further, if we are saying how can we move towards more holistic education. Various things have been concluded in the new education policy 2020. There must towards a holistic education, optimal learning environment and support for students, motivated, energized, and capable faculty must be there. Instead of student education, further teacher education must be there. Vocational education, professional education, promoting high quality research. These are the indicators of new education policy. Effective governance and leadership, transforming the regulatory system, promotion of Indian languages, arts, and culture. As in our previous slide, we have already focused on the promotion of the various regional languages like Pali, Persian, Prakritic, even many languages from other states also people will be aware to understand, exchange the thoughts from one language to another. So these are the indicators towards a more holistic education, optimal learning environment support for students, a motivated, energized, and capable faculty, teacher education, reimagining vocationalization, and further indicators. Now, step by step, we will go through these indicators. Institutional restructuring and reconsolidation. One of the reports that has been suggested, a consolidation of 800 universities and 44,000 colleges to 15,000 large institutions with teaching and research programs across disciplines and fields. So Instead of 44,000 colleges and 800 universities, both will be consolidated to 15,000 large institutions. It's easy for the beneficial for the students, teachers. The proper and big institution will form, and the policy has recommended large multidisciplinary universities or higher educational institutions clusters which are well resourced, vibrant, autonomous and multidisciplinary. There will be three types of institutions as per the new education policy 2020: type 1, type 2 and type 3. Type 1 institutions are those institutions which will focus on the world-class research and high-quality teaching. Although in India, we can say that IIM, IITs, IIS, Indian Institute of Science, Indian Institutes of Management, and Indian Institutes of Technologies are the greatest institution. And everyone, students who want to pursue MBA, has an aim to clear the CAT examination, the Common Admission Test. And for foreign university, there is a provision of GMAT. But the issue is that in India, why we are not focusing on these things? Why there are lack of such institutions which have a world-class research and high-quality teachings? Then type 2 institutions are those institutions with a major focus on high-quality teaching and significant contributions to research. Significant contribution to the research and little bit type 3 institutions will serve the undergraduate program with high-quality teaching. What we focus, there is a book in my hand. I have to just clear the examination. There was no provisions of a midterm exam, final semester exam. A student who is just taking has a student who has taken admission in the first semester, and the student who has just go through the colleges as it was the last year of his college. What they learned? Only they have just for many institutions have just a great research with their study, but issue is that we are currently Indian government, Indian education system is just a rote learning. We are not focusing on the proper research. What the definition has been indicated in the book, we just learned it and write exams, take given exams and took the degree. But issue is that what actually I have learned, how many researches I have been conducted, what is my research contribution towards my nation, what is the research contribution, how can I make a productive thoughts. We want to transform this type of education, and it is one of the indicator of new education policy, that is a high quality liberal education. Then transformation of the society to a class of time. Be thoughtful civic citizens. How this is possible? Through liberal education at the society. Think out of the box. If we are just thinking out of the box, then through the brainstorming in our class, we can exchange our ideas. Everything near me is the idea of someone. You have a mobile phone in your hand. It's a research. It's an idea of someone. There is a laptop and computer screens nearby you. It's an idea. The fan is running. It's an idea. Thoughts must be there. As entrepreneurship, what is entrepreneurship? It's a little bit thought, putting some investment. It gives a business. Then one of the main lead role of transforming higher education is to transform the liberal education. Then curriculum structure. As I told earlier, little bit liberal curriculum with a creative combination of disciplines and multiple points of entry and exit makes the higher education system highly flexible. And the policy states that the UG program will be of 3 or 4 years of duration. Earlier, there is no provision of research, although many great organizations just give the project work to the students to be completed. Now, we are focusing on the research. Research work we must be there. What I have learned, our education is not that education that this is the book, I have learned it, given the paper and just pass the examination, take the bachelor degree, one convocation event I have attended, everything clear, and I am the graduate of commerce. But actually, how can I implement my education for the research purpose? What is my idea? What is my contribution? We want that type of education, and new education policy states that if there is a flexible curricular structure, we can easily implement the greatest education in our institutions or universities. I am an art student and I also want to know about the accounts. So art student, a BA student is studying accountancy, business study. So there must be such a flexible. Earlier, I didn't think so. Okay, some of the universities are providing such a great thing. Then students can gain a diploma after successful completion of 1 year program. As the recently I state that suppose I have taken the admission in first year and I have completed the first year of graduation, but due to some financial problem, due to some other problems in my family, I can't complete my education furthermore. And after 2 years, I want to further take the admission. Then if I completed 1 year, I will get the 1 year diploma, advanced diploma for the completion of 2 years program. After completing 3 years, there is a provision of bachelor degree, suppose Bachelor of Arts. And after 4 year programs, you can get a bachelor degree with research program like Bachelor of Liberal Arts. So a 1 year certificate, then 2 years advanced certificate, diploma for 3 years, the bachelor degree, and 4 year degree with research. Flexibility in master programs. So as we know that earlier MPhil is compulsory, and now new education policy has suggested discontinuing the MPhil program, and the eligibility for the PhD will be a master program or a 4 year undergraduate program with honors. So master degree programs also have a flexibility as per the new education policy. Earlier, for being a professor in the university, we have to do bachelor degree, then master degree, MPhil, PhD, then clearing UGC net. Many things are there. But the new education policy states that a little bit slightly there will be a change. Institutions have a flexibility to design multiple variants of the master program. Type 1 combination is there, a 2 year master program with the 2 year entirely for research. Again, I'm saying that for master degree programs, even starting from the bachelor degree programs, we are focusing through the exact learning, not the rote learning. A 2 year master program will with the 2 year entirely for research, and this program is offered to the students who have successfully completed a 3 year bachelor program. Then type 2 combination states that a 1 year program offered to the students who have successfully completed a 4 year undergraduate program with honors. And type 3 combination is 5 years integrated master program. Even many private institutions and organizations are just focusing on this type 3 combination, a complete 5 year integrated master program. Again, issue is that if the particular institution is focusing on the research, then it will be beneficial to the nation as well as the particular industry. Then conducive learning environment. These are the indicators of new education policy. The policy has suggested a curriculum optimization for ensuring a joyful, rigorous, engaging, responsive, and effectively pedagogical environment that fosters an overall development of the students. Instead of just taking classes, we have to focus a joyful environment. Joyful environment doesn't mean that give every period a free period, a play period. No. Effectively utilization of technology in your classroom, a digital whole world, digital environment in your classroom. There must be engaging platform that must be responsive, brainstorming session. Instead of rote learning, student may enjoy this study, and by playing, just they are focusing on the research. The students should be exposed to numerous and meaningful social engagement to develop their capacities and dispositions for an effective social life. Although choice-based credit systems will improve to allow flexibility and innovation, we have to focus on the conductive learning environment. Then open learning and internationalization. The distance education program will be expanded to increase the gross enrollment ratio to 50%, as we have stated. Then, although there are many online platforms like digital repositories, digital media for virtual learning, credit-based recognition of MOOCs will be ensured in par with high-quality in-class programs. Although Government of India is also providing SWAYAM courses for the better upliftment of the students as well as the faculty. So goes on the detailed discussion on the MOOC online course. Even I have also taken the MOOC from Australia. So what is massive? Although there are only 20 to 60 students in your class, maximum we can say that 80 students. But what is massive? 100, 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 million. The massive means many peoples under the same platform. We are just conducting this FDP, so the online portal, online mode, that is massive Google Meet, open registration, local cohorts, self-paced course, start and end dates are there, even college credits are there, badges are there, instructor is there, community is there, assessments are there, real-time interaction is there, open content is there. Some organizations are providing free of cost certificates as well as the education, affordable, even at any time, every time you can easily take the classes. Such a great universities have started the open online learning also in the institution. Then the focus on scalability and focus on community and connections. This is the major role of the massive open online courses. Then, and with one of the great parameter of new education policy, because we think that if you want to increase the gross enrollment ratio, many organizations must focus on their technology, their issues, and even online courses must be there that will help to change the overall educational environment in our country. That is the massive open online courses which provides these facilities to the students. Even as a faculty, we can also join MOOC courses every year. Swayam, a government portal, SWAYAM, Swayam. It is an online portal where courses from Government of India along with various professional institutions like NCRT, UGC, IGNOU, other organizations are there that are reaching and helping the faculties to more learning, more accessibility, and more teaching. We can easily enroll, and every year National Testing Agency (NTA) conducts the exam of Swayam courses. That is really beneficial for the students as well as others also. Next, this is the faculty development program. We are handling it, empowering faculty. Although many organizations have a great source of teachers, many teachers are there, many faculties are there, but for that, because we can say that we have to upgrade ourselves, we have to maintain ourselves. By upgrading and maintaining ourselves, that is the main parameter of national education. Teachers, the pivotal factor that decides the quality of an education system is its faculty with competence and commitment. All institutions should have adequate faculty to meet the program and subject needs, and desired student-teacher ratio of 30:1 should be ensured. The faculty will be empowered to make curricular choices for their courses and pursue research with academic freedom. This is the main, again, I'm repeating that the new education policy is just focusing that the faculty will be empowered to make curricular choices for their course and pursue research with academic freedom. Saying again and again that we are focusing on research, although it's challenging to implement such type of policy in India. A little bit lack of infrastructure is there, but as this is also a faculty development program where we are focusing for the new education policy and how we can implement. It's not government. We teachers can implement new education policy easily with our students. We have to make changes. We know how to better utilize the new education policy in our curriculum. The faculty in all institutions should develop themselves, and various institutions should develop continuously faculty development programs to keep the faculty member abreast with the latest trends in discipline, pedagogy, and research. Then next parameter is empowered governance and autonomy. Academic and administrative and financial autonomy will be provided to all institutions for fostering high quality education and research in a nurturing culture, and the process of affiliation will be stopped. Even every little bit, many private organizations, many other government organizations are just focusing on the academic work. And little bit autonomy, there is a lack of autonomy in our old education systems, and higher education systems will be governed by the independent boards. Here, all institutions will have the freedom to develop curriculum, start and run programs, deciding the resource requirements, the developing the internal systems. Faculty will be having academic freedom in deciding pedagogical approaches, student assessment, and research. For this, there is a provision of transformation of the regulatory system. As per the guidelines, standard setting, funding, accreditation, and will be carried about different independent bodies in coming future. The National Education Regulatory Authority will be the only regulatory authority for higher education, which includes the professional education also. The National Education Regulatory Authority. Then University Grants Commission, that is UGC, will be transformed into the Higher Education Grants Council that is responsible for the funding of higher education. Now, UGC is responsible for higher education in India, but in the coming national education policies, there must be slightly changes with the implementation, the coming of National Education Regulatory Authority. Then the General Education Council will be set up and will develop the National Higher Education Qualifications Framework to frame graduate attributes and expected learning outcomes to facilitate the implementation of outcome-based learning. There must be a provision of National Assessment and Accreditation Council. As I already talked that there will be a provision of credit bank, academic credit bank, and the whole that bank will be managed by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council that will be responsible for the assessments and the accreditation of the institutions. The assessment parameter will be based on the regulation put forth by the regulatory authority. And the Ayog, that is Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog, or the National Education Commission, headed by the Prime Minister, it will be the custodian of the vision of education in India. And positively, in the lines of national education policy, the higher educational institutions are vested with the higher responsibility of teaching by adoption of innovative methods, promotion of research, coordinate and support peer institutions for mutual benefits, academic involvement in the community engagement and services, and to work in par with the industrial and societal needs to support faculty for enhancement for their competencies and support school education. So these are the parameters which we have to focus in the new education policy that we studied. So furtherly, we can say that key technology with integration must be there. Our promotion of languages are there. So if we're talking about the continental research, as a main focus is of research. So what the currently data says about research, that is quality education, how we enhance the quality education. I am getting the education, our students are getting education. The main aim of the education is not to clear the examination, to just take the degrees, master degrees. What is the exact aim of the education? How we can give the quality education? Although we can't say that only research is the perspective of the education. Education is not all about the memorizing books. As a student, education is not me for giving the papers and so on. All of this is a part of the organization. Now our students are just judged with the criteria of the marks. He's a student who is getting 90% of marks. This is the student, he has failed in his subject. Although we can say that education is nothing all about how many marks a student get. Suppose a student who has failed in the mathematics is learned a great software engineer without taking any type of graduation. The person who is handling the Facebook, that is a Meta, is a eighth fail person, eighth pass person. We can say that key education is not all about. But now question arises: why there is a challenge of quality education in India? In our ancient India, even the various developments have been arisen from the India. The Aryabhat has just invented zero. Panini, Chanakya, have we seen? He wrote a book on Arthashastra. So earliest education was a quality education system. The judging of the criteria of all the students is not about the marks that he has been received in his graduation, in its post graduation. So this was the first university that was established in Takshila.